Classic game number 4. Jeremy Slew and Jose Negron will have it for you, but we'll wait for them to get down here for the start of this one between McKeesport and Serra Catholic. We'll have starting lineups and more while we wait for those two to finish up. Jose, of course, doing some writing, so getting ready for this one. We'll get the likes of Javante Belton, who missed almost all of last season with an injury, and then re-enter the likes of Traveris Rowe, Shane McGraw, Bobby Boy Jr. playing some hoops this year for the Bell Vernon Leopards, or excuse me, the McKeesport Tigers. So high-octane offensive team as Jeremy and Jose making it out here as we will have game number 2 for you. We'll take a quick break and then get you ready for this one right here on MVI Live.
Best coverage of news, sports, and more. Make sure you subscribe to the Mon Valley Independent newspaper. Both print and e-edition subscriptions are available, and you can try the e-edition free for 30 days starting today. So make sure you log on to monvalleyindependent.com for more information. Mon Valley Independent. What happens here matters here. Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress. The right brands, price, and advice since 1946. Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress is the Mon Valley's choice for selection, service, and savings for over 75 years. Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress. You're going to like us a lot. We guarantee it.
And now let's make the starting lineups for the Tigers.
All right, now we're ready for game number 4 of the MVI Shootout Classic. The city game. Serra Catholic and McKeesport, and just down in the hospitality room talking, Jose, and we told him, you know, when we started planning this out, Eagles head coach A.J. Corso said they wanted McKeesport. So now they got him, and Coach Corso's not here. But anyway, we'll get the Eagles and the Tigers here. Second season for head coach Troy Blackwell, leading the Tigers.
It's the McKeesport team that every year, you know, always has the athletes, always has guys that are capable of helping lead a team to success. And I know Troy Blackwell wants to see a lot of progression in year number 2, and really all starts with Traveris Dunny Rowe, who is in his 4th season as a starter for this McKeesport team. He started under former head coach Kevin Kovac, and you know, really he's going to be the guy to lead this group. You know, if this is a McKeesport team that wants to compete in a really crowded section in Class 5A, it's going to start with him and kind of trickle all the way down.
And we've been watching Dunny for how many years now?
Yeah, since he was a freshman.
We've watched him grow up into this role as a senior. So it's going to be really interesting to see, you know, the leadership role he's going to take on, because we know Dunny from the Summer League being, you know, the talker, the goofy kid, you know, he likes to play around and have fun. You know, and it kind of brings the youthfulness back into the game. So really fun to watch as Serra Catholic controls now, and it's Isaiah Petty running the offense here. Is loose ball picked up by DeMoss and kicked over to Dombrowski.
We've seen plenty of Isaiah Petty and Joey DeMoss in the MVI SBL.
Look at that shot by Isaiah Petty to get things started, and Petty gives he let Javante Belton know what he did too after the bucket. Little lip service there, and there's a nice pass inside to Shane McGraw.
McGraw is going to play a big role for McKeesport this year, coming off an all-conference football season for the Tigers.
And he's another one that we've kind of watched grow up over the last 4 years and grow into this role. There's a basket inside there. I believe that was Petty, correct?
Again, yep.
Go ahead. So,
Troy Blackwell really high on Javante Belton as well, getting him back after being injured last season, as that'll stay with the Tigers.
Looking at the starting 5 for the Eagles, number 1, Elijah Ward, 4, Isaiah Petty, 5 is Owen Dombrowski, number 10, Joey DeMoss, and number 20 is Sam Kaminsky. on the floor for the Tigers. You have Dunny Rowe wearing zeros, Amon Knight, and there goes DeMoss. He is blocked by Belton, who wearing number 1. Caden Holtzman, number 3. And number 5, Shane McGraw. There goes Kaminsky, blocked by Dunny. DeMoss lost it, tried to get it up in front, but Knight will just control it and lead the break for the Tigers. Petty tried to reach around, slap away there. Now it's to Dunny up top. Dunny on the side to Holtzman. Over to McGraw, no good. Easy rebound there for Petty, uncontested.
This is going to be a key for the Tigers, too. The defensive end of the floor. You know, Troy Blackwell already said as there's a
And there you see it
turnover.
right there. It's the length of Belton. And there's Belton, tries to slam it, and he missed it. And Kaminsky with the rebound, but there's an interception by Rowe.
They're going to call a foul.
They're going to call a
Double.
carry. He passed it to himself. The referee telling him he carried the ball before he made the pass. Pretty impressive crowds here we've had for all these games. I was impressed by the crowd we had for the Bell Vernon game, even though, you know, the football team's out doing its thing. So we're pretty excited about everything going on here in the Valley and bringing the tournament to all you guys on YouTube. And there's a foul as McGraw took it strong to the hole. And that's going to go on Dombrowski.
Yeah, I was actually very impressed by the showing in the 3 o'clock game. Usually, like last year, you know, we didn't have a ton of people in the crowd for that opening game, but it seems like every game has been well attended here, and hopefully those who couldn't make it are tuning in here on MVI Live. Second free throw by McGraw is good. Ties the game at 4-4, 5:34 to go, and now up court go the Eagles. Here's Elijah Ward. Pull-up jumper.
High jumper, high off the glass. Holtzman with an easy rebound.
Banks were open for the Leopards earlier today, not open there for Elijah Ward.
There goes Knight. Tried to get it to Belton. He saves it from going out of bounds right to McGraw. And the most impressive thing is McGraw goes up kind of two-handed, lost it, but he gets it back and puts the Tigers up 6-4.
Pressure defense by McKeesport.
And the one thing I was going to say about McGraw, you know, just look at how his body has changed over the last few years. I mean, a great linebacker here early on, or he was a great linebacker early in his career, but really came into form for the Tigers football team this year. As Petty puts one up after a turnover, and here comes Rowe. And this is what we see Dunny do all summer long. Now it's Holtzman for 3 from the wing, no good. Belton saves it, but right to Ward. Here comes Ward, splits Rowe, kicks it outside. Dombrowski for 3, no good. And DeMoss is fouled on the putback.
Yeah, going back to Shane McGraw, that's something that Troy Blackwell pointed out when I talked to him for my preview story for the season. Just, you know, the amount of weight that McGraw lost and just getting into game shape. He played during the summer in the Mon Valley Independent Summer Basketball League a little bit and has really gotten himself into a good area.
Update from Evansburg, and now we're all tied up 14-14 with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Bell Vernon and Central.
Fast start for the Leopards, and Anthony Cruz kick return for a touchdown.
There's Amon Knight, kicks it outside to McGraw. McGraw into Dunny, knocked away, and Ward had it slapped into his own face by Kaminsky. Ward hands it off to Kaminsky. He goes to the hole, and Belton, I think, got a hand on that one. Here comes McGraw. Off the Holtzman, who drives to the hoop. He was caught up in the air, and it's going to be a turnover and go to the Eagles. So low scoring so far halfway through the first quarter, 6-5. McKeesport leads.
Yeah, a bit of a feeling out process for these two teams.
I'm going to see junior Emmanuel Johnson checks in for the Tigers. 5'9" guard. There's Ward inside. Kaminsky blocked by Belton. That's at least 3 blocks already here for Belton. Nice pass by Dunny to Johnson. Makes it 8-5.
Might need to get the Omar Faulkner block counter out for Belton.
Now it's Petty over to Ward. Ward at the top of the key. And that's one big thing that's really going to help the Eagles here is Ward missed a lot of last season with an injury suffered during football season. Now he's going to be here from the start.
Yeah, I think he was out maybe the first 5 games or so.
I think, yeah. Kaminsky inside throws it up wildly off the board, thought he was fouled. Now he's going to get a retaliation foul. Total frustration there from Kaminsky, and he picks up the foul.
Eagle foul number 20, Sam Kaminsky. His first, team second.
Serra Catholic going to take a timeout with 3:17 to go. McKeesport an 8-5 lead.
Both teams here, like you said, mentioned a little bit of a feeling out process, but one thing that has been a difference so far is just the sheer size of McKeesport inside. And Javante Belton, I think, like we said, already with 3 big blocks. At least he might have 4. It's funny, for all the size that McKeesport has, Coach Blackwell still stands out in the crowd.
Yes, yes, he does.
Coach Blackwell runs, what, about 6'8", I think we had him
I believe
measured,
so,
6'8", 6'9".
I actually just interviewed Rashad Hatton. And
He's 6'8", too.
I had to stare up at him the entire time. So that's how, at MVI Media Day, me and Coach Blackwell both were sitting. So it was actually...
were you sitting on his lap?
No.
No, okay.
No. Yeah, he's tall.
Now Knight will reset the offense here for the Tigers. Over to the wing to McGraw. And he had the cutter, and they didn't get it. Instead, Rose settles for a 3. Big rebound by Belton inside the row, and he is fouled immediately.
I think that's something McKeesport can do all day is just feed Dunny inside and just let him work. I mean, even if he goes to the free throw line, very reliable at the charity stripe. If they're going to give you those fouls, take them.
Foul goes against Jadell Minifield. Transfer from, I believe, Woodland Hills. Now playing for the Eagles.
A couple transfers that are starting to get up to speed with what A.J. Corso is trying to do in his 3rd season at Serra Catholic.
10-5 lead here for the Tigers. Just under 3 minutes to go. The Tigers bringing the pressure, and Minifield has it stripped by Knight. And here comes Knight the other way. Little stutter step, hesitation, floater in the lane, no good. Rebounded there by Dombrowski. And here he comes the other way. Inside Dombrowski to Minifield, back out to Dombrowski for 3, no good. Rebounded there by Johnson. Johnson up ahead to McGraw, up and under he goes. And it's 12-5, and we got a tech called. I think it's going to be on McGraw.
Yeah, it will be.
And that'll be a personal foul as well as the tech, and Coach Blackwell telling him, you got to think, son. You can't do it.
I didn't even see really what he did.
He had to have said something. Right after he made the basket, kind of had some words. And he knew. He got hit with the tech, and he came right out of the game. Yeah. He knew it was coming. Coach Blackwell telling him, you just have to think, and now you do it again, you're out.
Yep. I mean, just one of those things. I mean, game 1 of the season, a non-section game, just got to learn from those types of things.
Oh, and I think, too, a lot of it goes with the excitement, just to be back on the floor. First game as Petty hits 1 of 2 on the technical free throws, and now be Serra Catholic ball. Now it's Dombrowski over to Ward, nearly stripped there by Lamont Perkins. Inside Minifield, no good. Ward comes away with it and kicks it back out. Dombrowski into the lane, kicks it outside. A three-pointer there by Pete Burke is no good. But again, the Serra Catholic Eagles are on the offensive glass. A lot of it starting with Minifield, taking up a lot of space under there on the block.
Yeah,
there's an easy steal.
A couple big turnovers by Serra Catholic. They've proven costly so far.
Johnson with the easy basket there. Petty drives in. Minifield all alone. Can't get it to fall, but he is fouled. And he's going to get to the line for a pair.
There's a Serra offense that has a lot of weapons. I mean, AJ Corso even said he wouldn't be surprised if I had 4 guys that average in double figures with, Ward, with Dombrowski, Petty, DeMoss. Just haven't been able to figure it out on the offensive end of the floor so far.
Yeah, especially once the season really gets rolling and, teams, all the coaches need to find that good rotation that they want.
Tiger substitution, number 34, Keith Spell.
34, Keith Spell checks in for Knight. And it's still, even with these players coming off the bench, it's still a big McKeesport lineup.
Spell 6'2"
Bobby Boyd
forward.
checks in. And that's one thing that, playing 5A basketball, one thing that's going to be key for McKeesport is can they get quality points and can they get quality minutes from these guys that are coming off the bench? Even if it's just 2 minutes a game, you got to get quality play. Nice dish inside to Perkins, missed the bunny. DeMoss with the rebound for the Eagles. And I think DeMoss is somebody who really wants to try to get going here, because he's going to definitely be one of the main catalysts for the Eagles this whole season. There's Minifield for 3, no good. Nice big rebound there by Spell. Somebody from the McKeesport bench thought this was the NBA and yelling and one.
I don't even want to hear it, Jeremy. Bucket inside is good for Lamont Perkins. McKeesport up 10, 16-6 under a minute to go. Kick out to Joey DeMoss, first three-point attempt of the game, no good. Up to Perkins, Perkins up to Boyd, Boyd into the hands. Boyd tries to get the putback, but no good, and rebounded by DeMoss. Serra Catholic going the other way, slowing it down a bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of points that the Tigers are leaving out there right now that are just hitting the iron.
Yeah, honestly, Serra is lucky that this is only a 10-point game at this point.
Serra's going to run this one down. Might not be easy, though, with the speed of the Tigers. And there goes Ward, just chucks it over his head, and the Tigers are going to come up with the last shot. Nope, DeMoss steals it. And that'll do it for the first quarter with the score. McKeesport 16, Serra Catholic 6. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with the second quarter.
The best local coverage of news, sports, and more. Make sure you subscribe to the Mon Valley Independent newspaper. Both print and e-edition subscriptions are available, and you can try the e-edition free for 30 days starting today. So make sure you log on to MonValleyIndependent.com for more information. Mon Valley Independent. What happens here matters here. Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress. The right brands, price, and advice since 1946. Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress is the Mon Valley's choice for selection, service, and savings for over 75 years. Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress. You're going to like us a lot. We guarantee it.
We're back here for the second quarter. 16-6, the Tigers lead the Eagles in the McKeesport City game. Last year we had the city game between the city of McKeesport and city of Monessen, and this year we got just the McKeesport City game.
Yeah, nice to see these two schools going head-to-head. A lot of these kids know each other, played against each other. Got some familiar MVI SBL faces on both sides.
McKeesport was started off here. Be Rowe inbounding the Knight, starting 5 back in here for the Tigers. You got Ward, DeMoss, Petty, Minifield, and Pete Burke for the Eagles. And there's a nice pass inside to Belton. And he's one of the players that I think is going to be really key this year for the Tigers. Because everybody knows about Dunny, but Belton's a little bit under the radar.
The size that, you know, the McKeesport Tigers possess.
There's another block by Belton. I think we got another technical. Oh, nope.
No,
they didn't wave it.
Yeah, they were.
I thought this official called the technical after Belton kind of waved that one off. But he didn't.
You look at the size that McKeesport has, 6'3", and with Belton, Rowe 6'4". They have Perkins, who's 6'3", only a freshman.
Right.
Keith Smell at 6'2". A lot of size here from McKeesport.
There's a 3 from DeMoss. No good. Knight with a good rebound. Up ahead, and here he comes. Didn't dish it. He had Holtzman. He takes it himself to the left. Makes it 20-6.
Got a little push from DeMoss on that one, too. Shot with the right hand, no good by Petty. Goes the other way. Here's Holtzman.
And right now, the Eagles are just not getting back on defense, and we're going to have a timeout taken by the Eagles. And right now, McKeesport's running the Eagles right off the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really started on the defensive end of the floor for McKeesport. You know, they're playing quality defense. They're taking advantage on the other end of the floor. It's the reason why they have such a lopsided lead right now, forcing turnovers. They're, you know, not giving Serra Catholic any easy shots.
And they're getting back on, and the thing is, they're getting back and they're playing tough defense, and they're using their defense as offense. And you know, right now, that's working.
That's what Clairton was able to do in that last game. Big reason why they were able to pick up that win over Elizabeth Ford. You know, they were really solid on the defensive end of the floor. They had 4 players in double figures. That's a big part of this game. Got to be good on both ends of the floor, but it all starts on defense.
We'll see what the Eagles can come up with. And again, missing head coach A.J. Corso. So it's also, you know, a different voice. You got the assistants on the bench, so it's not necessarily a voice you're used to hearing. So you might miss a, you know, calling out of a play or changing of a defense. So it's going to be important here for the Eagles. I mean, this is a must score possession here if you're Serra Catholic.
Yeah, they got to trim this lead. I mean, you know, 6 points through one quarter, and now through the first minute and a half, shut down here.
There's a steal by Rowe. Bad pass by Petty. And Dunny's going to slam that one home for an easy deuce. There's Ward for 3, just what the Eagles needed. And hopefully he could start to warm up a little bit. All the way on the other side to Holtzman, back out top to Knight. I mean, I'm going to say you have to get it to Rowe inside. Big mismatch there with Ward guarding him. Petty throws it up, had it picked off by Knight, able to track it down before it goes out of bounds. Knight over to McGraw in the corner. Holtzman for 3, got it. And it's 27-9. The Tigers are rolling.
I think a big thing, too, for McKeesport, they're not just settling for shots. They're really easing into.
They're moving the ball.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of moving the basketball and finding the right shooter. It doesn't matter who it is.
Right.
You know, there's plenty of shooters out there on the floor for the Tigers.
They're finding the open man and hitting the shooter and hitting the shots.
I believe that was Holtzman's first bucket of the night, and you know, came in with a great shot in the corner. Troy Blackwell did say, you know, it's all about defense. The guys, you know, they think that if we score 70 points every night, we're going to win basketball games. But it doesn't matter if you're giving up 80. You know, so I know last year I believe if
you're going to score 70, you better give up 69 or less.
And I believe last year they allowed maybe around 68 and scored 62. So he wants that to be a little bit better.
And I think we are seeing them play a little bit more pressure defense.
Yeah.
Even on the last couple possessions, they haven't been pressing, but they're picking up their man defense at about 3/4 court. And it's really making a difference because, again, their length is just right now it's too much.
And again, I mean, they're coming off a really good summer.
DeMoss from the corner, and that's somebody they got to get the heat up.
Yeah, once he gets heat up, that's key for him.
Usually a couple more follow after he hits the first one. Nice cut inside by Belton, kicks it out, and it is a turnover. So they get the stop they need, and let's see if the Eagles can put up another basket.
I think a big thing, too, is, much easier transition going into a season under a second-year coach than a first-year coach. I think Troy Blackwell kind of has more of an idea of, what style they should play, and it's been a lot easier coming into this year than it was last year.
Here comes Rowe with Ward alongside, kicks it outside the Knight for three, no good. Easy rebound there by Ward. Ward steps into a three from the top, and he gets that one to go, 27-15. And here come the Eagles, but there goes McGraw to Belton, tried the alley-oop, and he couldn't catch it.
McKeesport definitely has to try and get a stop here, especially with the way that Serra can shoot the three. 6 quick points right there made it a 12-point game, and can easily trim into this deficit into single-digit deficit. Got to get Ethan Dombrowski going too. Very strong freshman campaign for him a year ago.
There's Ward, little floater in the lane, got it to go.
10-point game.
10-point game, midway through the second quarter here. You see the Clareton Bears heading out after watching their. I'm pretty sure Sarah's in their section.
They are. Yep. DeMoss bringing it up court. Free ball by DeMoss, no good. Rebounded by Holtzman. Holtzman up to Belton.
Belton, easy lay-in for two more, 29-17. And there's Ward all alone. He'll shoot another three, and he'll get that to go. And that's right there. That's something that's going to drive any coach nuts, is you just let him out there. And that's another thing that drives a coach nuts is it's the easy miss layup on the other end.
Yep. And you didn't take advantage of the fact that Serra did not
good
get
rebound
up the floor. Great rebound by Dombrowski.
There's Kaminsky for three, no good.
Not his shot.
Big rebound by Belton. Here comes McGraw. He's going to shoot a three, no good. And see, if you're Coach Blackwell, you just want to settle things down a little bit. Let your team come down.
Now you're kind of just
settling
for shots.
Right. You're
kind of the opposite of what we were just saying, that they were doing well.
Ward scoop, no good. There goes Rowe around the back. Here he comes the other way. Over to Holtzman, fake the pass, easy layup, 31-20, and Blackwell's going to take a timeout. 2:32 remaining here in the second quarter. Still all McKeesport, 31-20. They lead the Eagles.
Serra started getting going from beyond the arc, got their offense going. Elijah Ward has led the way there with his strong performance from beyond the arc.
I would be remiss if, hold on one second. If I did not wish a good luck to the Bell Vernon Metro girls team. Fifth graders make their season debut tomorrow. Heard their coach is pretty awesome.
It's you, isn't it?
It's me.
Yeah.
Start off the season against Aquinas Academy at Mount Pleasant's Industry Sports Complex. All of our games are there. So come out and check them out. It's fun. It's going to be a good time. Some familiar names on the squad besides, obviously, my daughter, but there's a Lightfoot on our squad. So good athletes all around this year. It's going to be an exciting year. And Petty is going to get called for a travel. Picked up the dribble a little bit too early.
Three ball there, no good. Go back to Serra Catholic.
Eagle basketball.
31-20, McKeesport leads, 2:08 to go here in the second quarter.
There's Pete Burke nearly overthrew Dombrowski, and then Dombrowski tried to force it to Ward and throws it out. So we go down as another Eagles turnover.
Quite a few unforced errors
for
Serra, too, here in this first half.
The proverbial shooting yourself in the foot. Just getting ready for our final game of the night here coming up next. Monessen and South Allegheny as Rowe is going to get called for the offensive fouls. He looked like he was about to tomahawk one. And Owen Dombrowski steps in and takes the charge. And that's 3 fouls on Dunny. And he's going to have a seat for the final minute 36. And he was probably at about that time, too. You know, anytime you get about a minute 30 or less, if you have somebody with 2 fouls, you want to take them out so they don't pick up that third foul.
Right. Especially with an 11-point lead.
And I'm sure that's something Coach Blackwell had in the back of his mind. And then, you know, shucks, there goes Dunny getting that third one.
Makes it a little easier when he gets that third.
And DeMoss is going to get called for a walk. Good defense there by Spell. Kind of just leaning on DeMoss a little bit and forced the walk. (31-21), 15 remaining here in the second quarter. And there's Perkins, drives the lane. Good move by the freshman, gets it to go. He looks like he's going to be a savvy player here in the next few years for the Tigers.
Yeah, I've been impressed by him the minutes that he has had here tonight.
There's Dombrowski for 3, air ball, but DeMoss is right there, up and in. Cuts the lead to 11, 45 seconds to go. There's Johnson. And the shot by Jordan Benjamin was no good. And Ward drives the hoop, and we're under 10. 30 seconds to go on Ward's basket.
And McKeesport might just hold for this final shot.
And the Serra defense going to creep up, force a count. And see if, try to get one more stop here before the end of the half. If you're Serra Catholic, you definitely would like to go in with especially after the disastrous first quarter. You go in, you cut it to 9, and there's a turnover, but no, Ward couldn't hang on. And Perkins drives straight to the hoop.
Huge bucket by Perkins.
Makes it 35-24 at the half. McKeesport with the lead. We'll be back in a little while here on MVI Live with the third quarter of game number 4 of the MVI Shootout Classic.
Cyber Athletics is a community created by athletes for athletes. A team of collegiate and NBA legends that have experienced all aspects of how the ball bounces both on and off the court. Ultimately, Cyber Athletics is defending the health, wellness, and success of a human beyond the title of athlete. Because an athlete can never truly perform unless health and wellness is placed at a premium priority. For more information, visit cyberathletics.com. The City of McKeesport and McKeesport Rising Project, making investments today in our neighborhoods and infrastructure for the future of our community. We are working together for a better McKeesport. 5-Star Plumbing is locally owned and operated and can help you with all your sewer and drain cleaning needs. With over 25 years of experience in 24-hour emergency service, we do what others can't. That's right, save you money. For more information on how 5-Star Plumbing can help you, visit our website at 5starplumbingforyou.com. Planet Roof, Pittsburgh's top roofing company, goes above and beyond to give customers the best experience possible. At Planet Roof, we pay close attention to the quality of our work in your home. Our roofers are committed professionals with years of experience who will go above and beyond for all of our clients' needs. Because at Planet Roof, we love what we do. For more information, contact us today at 724-243-3297 or visit our website, planetroof.com.
Back here at the Half on MVI Live Planet Roof halftime interview here with Traveris Dunning Rowe.
What's up?
Dunning, appreciate you taking time doing this.
Appreciate you too.
So obviously, we've got to know you very well throughout the course of the Summer League and the seasons. For your final year here at McKeesport, what are you looking for the most to get out of this senior season?
Man, bring my community together and win that trophy at the peak.
So for you personally, obviously that's a big goal team-wise, but personally, what else would you like to be able to accomplish this year?
Oh, I want to hit 1,000 points, make Fab 5, and when everything's done, I want to become D1 player, a top-level program for basketball.
So what do you still have to do to be able to get to that next level as well?
Work hard, countless hours in the gym, day and night. You just got to keep working. Then when you work, it's going to prove off, and you're going to be at that spot you want to be at.
So, obviously, we know you have a big personality. How much fun is it just going out there, being able to play the sport? Because I have fun watching you play the game.
Yeah.
So, how much fun do you have actually just going in and just kind of being a goofball but still being a fantastic basketball player while at it?
It's like, it's fun. Because it's like I get to interact with the fans and interact with the players. But, like, when you interact with the fans, it's like it's just so fun. It just brings the real Dunny out of me. It's just like I love smiling. I love making everybody happy, making everybody have a good time. And while they're watching me, they're always going to have that good time. Always going to have a smile on their face, laugh, because I'm just that funny guy that's always going to bring that joy and energy to the on and off the court.
So, off of the court, you guys on and off the court have an absolutely stacked team with athletes. How is that a blessing for you guys, but also kind of what are some challenges with that? Because, there's only 5 guys on the court at a time, which you have a great number of talented players, like you. We've seen Shane McGraw and company throughout the course of the years in the summer, but, there's only 5 spots on the court.
With our skill level and our talent on our team, it's pretty much easy. Because, like, we all know each other. We've been together since 3rd grade. So it's like we're never going to have no hate against each other. So we always want to see the next person do good. So I don't know for real. That's a good question because it's like you is right. It says a lot of talent. But I got to just control it because I'm going to be the leader of the team. I'm going to just control it, do it good, make sure everybody is cool, settled right, and make sure they all get on that court with me because it is my last ride. So,
being your last ride, what has the journey been like up until this point coming into this year for you?
Man, if anybody's out there as a freshman, it goes fast, super fast. Listen, do everything the right way because, senior year, it comes so fast. You only can learn stuff in the middle of 4 years. So take all that knowledge, what your coach say, all that, take all of it in because you'll never get a coach like that, never again.
So you said a little bit ago this group has been together since 3rd grade. How did you personally get your start into the sport of basketball?
So back in 3rd grade, my grandma passed away, and that was the last thing I played, and I didn't go to our last championship game because of that. And always in the back of my head, I always gotta say I gotta do it for her because that's the lady I love the most, and she wanted me to be a star. And keep working hard and keep doing it right, and that's what I'm gonna do for her.
And we've seen you do that, which has been absolutely incredible to watch. So coming into games, do you have a pregame ritual routine, something that just gets you ready, gets you going for the game at hand?
Yes, man. Before every game, you're gonna see me with a bag of Skittles before every game. That's my go-to snack right there. A bag of Skittles. It give me the energy. It just give me everything I need before the game. I'll be game ready after I eat a bag of Skittles.
So a combination of Marshawn Lynch's Skittle habit with Hines Ward's personality mixed into one basketball player.
Yeah, you gotta when you get the Skittles, you gotta get the Starburst with the Skittles. You gotta mix them together and eat them in handful. You won't feel that sugar rush.
All right, I got one more question for you, Dunny, before we let you go. But last thing you hear on the court, lined up before the game, national anthem. Is the national anthem a pump-up song, and what goes through your head when you hear that before a game starts?
When I hear that, it's wartime when you hear that national anthem. It's like all right, when you hear this, just know when this go off, ain't nobody your friend no more. Like, it's game time after that. So, yeah, that's what it means to me. I don't really do too much on that, not standing and all that other stuff. That's not for me. I'm there to go win this game, and the anthem helped me with that. It helps a lot.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Good luck this season. Can't wait to see what you do. When we come back, we'll have half number 2 right here on MVI Live and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Founded in 1956, 84 Lumber Company is the nation's largest privately held supplier of building materials, manufactured components, and industry-leading services for single and multi-family residents in commercial buildings. 84 Lumber operates more than 250 stores, component manufacturing plants, custom door shops, custom millwork shops, and engineered wood product centers in over 30 states. For more information, visit 84lumber.com or join the company on your favorite social media platform. Basic Carbide is proud to support youth sports in the Mon Valley and proud to be a part of the community. Basic Carbide, located at Low Bar in the Mon Valley. For more information, visit basiccarbide.com. B Graphics is the Mon Valley's leading source for all your screen printing, embroidery, and printing needs. Offering creative apparel, banners, fundraisers, online stores, promotional products, and more. To find out the best option for your needs, head to bgraphics.com or visit a store in either Frederickstown or Belle Vernon. B Graphics, hassle-free, quality-driven, and always on time. The best savings of the year at Bowser Automotive. The Power of Bowser family of dealerships features Chevrolet, GMC, Buick, Hyundai, Subaru, Nissan, and Genesis. At the Power of Bowser, you'll get the best price, the best selection of vehicles, and the best car buying experience you've ever had. Shop online at powerofbowser.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether at home, on your computer, or on the go with your cell phone. The best deals are just one click away. Visit powerofbowser.com today and experience the difference. Are you interested in attending a Penn State University branch campus close to home? Dive into your future at Penn State Greater Allegheny or Penn State Fayette. Be a part of something big. Be a part of Penn State.
Welcome back here for the second half of game number 4 of the MVI Shootout Classic. McKeesport leading Serra Catholic 35-24 in the McKeesport City game. That's the new title for this game, by the way.
Kind of figured.
Yes, don't be bitter. There's no more pizza. I'm sorry. But back to action here. Knight, Belton, Dunny Rowe, McGraw, and Holtzman starting 5 back in for the Tigers. And for the Eagles, it'll be Christian Warren, number 3, Elijah Ward, Dombrowski, Joey DeMoss, and Isaiah Petty. There's Petty in the lane.
Great defense there by Dunny.
Yeah. Good job of not picking up a foul there by Dunny, too.
We can't afford to do that much with 3 already through one half.
For sure.
Once he gets that 4th, I think he takes a seat right away.
There's Warren inside, no good. DeMoss had his hands on the rebound, but let it go. And there's McGraw way up in front again, and McKeesport speed. It's not allowing the Eagles offense to get back. Ward is fouled by Holtzman, doesn't get it to go, but he'll shoot a pair. I don't think Holtzman expected Ward to jump there. You're not going to show me? Oh, boy. Now it's DeMoss, partially blocked there by Rowe. Belton with the carom and gets it up quickly to McGraw. McGraw outside the Knight for three. No good. Easy rebound there for Isaiah Petty. Petty over to Warden now. Little stutter step, drives up and under. Belton, no good.
Nice move, just couldn't finish.
There goes Knight up ahead to McGraw, and he's out in front. And he gets another basket, and the lead's quickly back up to 15. As Dombrowski comes the other way. Inside, another block by Belton. That's got to be 5 or 6.
I want to say that's 5.
And there's inside. It was Christian Warren. As the players get a little tangled up, but we got a timeout here taken by the Eagles.
I think both of those players were concerned that they were going to get whistled for a foul, and they're just like, hey, he was just catching me.
Let's just like hug each other and we'll act like nothing happened.
Yeah. A timeout called by Serra Catholic. 39-26 McKeesport lead, a minute and a half into the second half of play. South Allegheny Gladiators over there awaiting their late night game.
Is that them up top?
Yep. 9 o'clock start with the Menneson Greyhounds. South Allegheny gets the Bell Vernon area Leopards tomorrow.
Interesting that score holds up. Who might Bell Vernon have?
That's what I keep thinking.
They might have a couple. I don't expect to see some of the big
right,
players.
But
they might have it just enough even to fill out the bench a little bit more would help. You might get a Lightfoot or a Curdy Wade as Rowe lets go of a three. No good. McGraw up and under with the rebound. No good. But he'll go to the line after being fouled.
What did JoJo have to say? I mean, he had to be pretty.
He was very.
You got to be happy.
He said for every step we took forward tonight, we took 3 steps back. Yeah. I mean, he saw a lot of good things, but then he saw a lot of bad things as well.
Yeah.
But again, when you're playing with players with limited experience, you're going to have that, and you don't have a deep bench at all.
A lot of guys who played the entire game.
Right, and he said he's glad to see Zion get into the mix early, with his 32, but he's going to realize that he doesn't have to do that every night once the full complement of players are there, which thinks that's going to make them an even more dangerous team.
I had to be happy with Davis's performance.
He was, and he was really happy because he thinks Davis can really come in and play even if it's just a couple varsity minutes a game, because you can't coach 6'6". Yep. 6'6" is 6'6". So you're going to be able to have that size.
Especially, when you have some size with Braden Locks, you have some size with Evan Polott. But look at McKeesport. I mean, they have guys coming off the bench who are 6'2", 6'3". I mean, you can never have enough size in your lineup.
McGraw on the outside. Back up the Knight up top, over to Holtzman on the wing. Little zone look here from the Eagles defensively. Rowe inside. Nice ball movement. Rowe to Belton.
Great pass.
Gives Dunny the apple there on the basket by Belton.
The unselfish play.
That's how you beat a zone. Yep. You got to move the ball. And a great job of that by McKeesport. And I think that's one thing they saw a little bit, too, last year, that they didn't quite have that chemistry yet. DeMoss goes in, doesn't get it to go. Belton tips it over to Knight. Here goes Knight quickly down the floor. Tried to get it outside to McGraw. McGraw's kind of just laughing that he even chose to throw that pass. So we sit at 42-26. As Belton gets his own rebound, 2 more rebounds there.
4 Eagles in the vicinity. And there you go, Jeremy. That's that 6'3" forward that can out-jump every single player.
Working on that, working on the shot a little bit before he sends up the second one after that first miss. Gets it to go. Up the Ward to DeMoss, gets it to go. Nice little quick press breaker there for the Eagles. It makes it 43-28. As McGraw was able to hold off traveling. Holtzman's going to let go of a three, no good. Easy rebound for Knight. His floater is up and good.
Everybody contributing on the offensive end of the floor for McKeesport.
Right. And that's the other thing that's going to go a long way for them this year. DeMoss for three, no good.
I mean,
easy rebound for Belton. Got tied up there by DeMoss. A little frustration.
And this is a McKeesport team. You have plenty of guys who are capable of averaging, maybe like 12, 13 points per game. But,
right.
I mean, if you have just a bunch of guys with like 8 points every game, I mean, that's going to make such a big difference, And just got to get all these athletes and these good players involved.
Well, and it's going to make it that much harder to defend as well.
And you got so much bench depth. I mean, look at the guy number 21. We saw him all football season be one of the leading rushers in the WPIAL, and he's contributing here on the basketball team, getting some minutes.
There's another rebound for Dunny. Up ahead to Belton, over to McGraw. McGraw, no good. Gets his own rebound, goes back up. No good. Ward with the rebound there for the Eagles. Lost it, but he'll regather. And now it's Petty. Petty outside to Dombrowski. Dombrowski back to Petty. Petty to Dombrowski. Tried to force it into Minifield. It's stolen by Rowe. Up ahead, and he slams it down. Another dunk for Dunny.
Duncan for Dunny. Another turnover by the Eagles, and
now it's Belton from McGraw. And Serra Catholic coaching staff not happy about the lack of defense by the Eagles, and the lead is quickly up to 21 with 3:13 to go here in the third quarter.
McKeesport's starting to run away with it. That's a thing, Jeremy. I mean, a win or two here in this tournament, that could take a team far. I mean, look at what it did for Elizabeth Forward last year.
Absolutely.
Matt Loftus wasn't really sure what he was going to have with his team. They get a big win over Thomas Jefferson, a thrilling one on a game-winning shot by Charlie Milad. And I feel like that momentum really took them throughout the entire season, allowed them to be so successful.
Absolutely, I'd agree with that. And hopefully it could do it for a team like Clairton, who already matched their win total from last season.
And looked
took
really
one
good
game.
at doing it.
Absolutely.
I know Elizabeth Ford was missing some starters, but as Nolan Larry said, there's no excuses. And Clairton, they looked really solid on the defensive end of the floor. Injuries were so problematic for them last year. Devin Dean was out with an ACL injury last year. We saw him put up, I believe, 20. Actually, 22. Capone Jones, 17. Deshaun Hines, 18. Caden Smith had 12. 4 double figures for Clairton, and that could catapult them to success the rest of the way.
And I think we've kind of seen the formula that the Tigers are going to try to work with this year. It's the speed and the length.
Yep.
Because, in 5A, they might not be they might not be bigger than they are, against the Eagles here, but they're going to have an advantage when it comes to the speed and the length they have. There's Belton again. Nice pass from Rowe. And I think Coach Blackwell looked at his staff and he said that was pretty nice.
That was beautiful. And he got back on defense. I mean, just this defense by McKeesport.
Here goes McGraw, blocked. Oh, and he got him with the body. That's going to go against Dombrowski. He did get ball, but he did get the hips as well.
And Dombrowski's had some struggles here tonight. Hasn't really been able to get going with his shot. But you can tell Sarah's kind of playing frustrated right now. McKeesport's playing loose,
Right.
Which, I mean, you do when you have a 23-point lead, but.
Oh, and that's one thing that Coach DeSico said about the Bell Vernon game is what you have to be careful of now is you got this big lead.
Don't be complacent.
Right.
Which they kind of got a little bit in the second half.
Right, and you saw that, against Bell Vernon. They weren't getting out on the Bell Vernon shooters. They hit a couple threes. They get down to within 15, with 5 to go. That, that's still not, a sure thing. So, he said that's one thing he'll talk to his team about. But And I think we're going to see something similar here with McKeesport if they would happen to, give up any easy shots or don't contest on a shot like that, This Rowe up ahead to McGraw, too far. No, McGraw was getting a good close at the banners up there. He wanted to get a quick look at the sponsors. So we appreciate that.
Appreciate all our sponsors.
Absolutely. And there's Minifield up and under, but he's going to get called for a travel. Got to put the ball on the floor one time. Just wasn't able to do it.
Got to give a shout out to this new look Ringgold gym, Jeremy.
It is awesome.
Newly refinished. Has a great look to it. Scoreboard is phenomenal. There's Keith Spell waiting to check in for the Tigers. Belton feeds it back. Long jumper by Dunny, no good. Rebounded by Belton. And foul called on the Eagles. Perkins and Spell will wait to enter.
Tell you what, I've been pretty impressed with Perkins, too. I mean, we mentioned him early. I mean, he limited minutes, and you could see Coach Blackwell has a system of when everybody's going in the game. He's been getting in the final 2 minutes of every period here. But he's made an impact, couple baskets here and there. There's a pick by Dombrowski on Johnson. He goes in, no good, but he is fouled. And both referees want to defer to one another to make the call, but we'll go with the far side official.
Jeremy, you mentioned, the fact that Blackwell kind of has an idea of, when to sit guys, when to play them. That he said that was the biggest challenge last year. You have so much depth. Sometimes that's a great thing, but sometimes it can be really challenging on when to play a guy and when to sit him.
Especially in your first year as a coach.
Right, just kind of still getting used to it.
Going back to even my little girls' game tomorrow, I only had 6 players last year. This year I have 11.
Yeah.
So, trying to find a good mix, make sure everybody gets in. It's not an easy thing no matter what level you're coaching at. So it's something that Coach Blackwell, now with a year under his belt, he's a lot more comfortable in that situation. And all the kids knew him from football as a football coach, but a little different as a basketball coach. There's Spell inside, nice drop in, not go good. Good hustle for the rebound there, and he is fouled. And I don't think he won any parts of Mr. Spell under that.
No, he was aggressive under the hoop and was doing a great job there of trying to get those boards.
Kaminsky a little beat up, just checking his nose for blood there.
That's what you want to see from your big man inside. You want to see him.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you look at him. Yeah, he's 6'2", but it's just look at the size of it.
Mm-hmm.
The big, broad shoulders. And he's not. He's not like a overly overweight kid. He's just solid.
Yeah.
I mean, solid muscle there. And when he's moving around like that under the board, I'm not going in there. No way.
Just another guy that comes off the bench and can provide some quality minutes. That's what McKeesport's going to need all year.
Rowe throws it off of Spell's fingertips, but again, there was a perfect example of the size as Rowe had that rebound up in the air. And he couldn't, he was still able to keep it away from the Eagles, and Dunny's going to get the foul.
Number 4. Made it to the final minute and a half of the third quarter before picking up number 4, and I believe Bobby Boyd's going to come and replace Dunny.
And here it is again, that last minute and a half.
Right.
When you try to protect them a little bit, but good job by Rowe there. And there's a foul there called against Spell.
Tiger foul, Keith Spell, his first. Team fourth.
Christian Warren hits the first. Second, no good, rebounded by Spell. Gets it up the floor into the hands of Emmanuel Johnson. Bobby Boyd inside to Perkins. Perkins battles his way to a foul.
Move. Good patience there under the basket by Perkins.
I believe that's going to be on Kaminsky, maybe?
It looked like it. Yep.
Yes, it will be. Sends the freshman to the charity stripe. listed as a 6'3" guard on the roster. Dunny Rowe gets a nice, some words of encouragement from his summer league coach. They went to the championship this year, Jeremy, you know?
They did, and I think if they had a healthy Evan Berger,
yeah, might be a different story.
Might be different, so you never know.
Yeah, but if the other team had Noah Pierce, I don't think it would have been a game, so. Naz's kryptonite, as we always like to joke, from the old summer league days.
Yeah.
Final minute of the third quarter.
Eagles trailing by 23. Did that last game go to Mercy Rule or no?
It did not.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've had lopsided scores. As Johnson, nice move there with the left hand. But we lopsided scores, but we haven't had a Mercy Rule game yet. So
we did have a Mercy Rule game.
Did we?
Yeah, that Bell Vernon team was
yeah.
a Mercy Rule, but
Did
Bell
it?
Vernon came back.
It was hurt. Yeah,
it was a
that's
30-point lead for TJ at one point in the third quarter.
I thought Mercy was 35.
I thought it was 30.
I think it's 35.
I think once it was 30, they hit a running clock, so.
Oh, maybe. Doesn't matter.
It was a running clock regardless. Final seconds here. 4. Trying to get one last shot, and it's off
blocked.
the fingers of a defender, and McKeesport takes a 56-31 lead into the fourth quarter. We'll be back here for fourth quarter action on NVI Live.
Bring together expert faculty. Offer programs in high-demand fields. Add in a few centuries of tradition. You might call it the future of higher education. We're calling it Pennsylvania Western University. We've combined the resources of California, Clarion, and Edinburgh to create a new way to educate, where opportunities are boundless and tomorrow is yours to define. Built on tradition, built for your future. Welcome to Penn West.
The Summer Basketball League Yancey Taylor assembled has been a huge success. To see the joy on the kids' faces, learning to compete, learning teamwork and discipline, says it all. It is our job as a community to encourage our youth and provide them with positive opportunities in a safe environment. The We Care for Kids program does just that.
Welcome back here for the fourth quarter of game number 4 here at the MVI Shootout Classic. McKeesport rolling right now, 56-31 over Serra Catholic. As we start the fourth quarter, it'll be Emmanuel Johnson for the Tigers. Over to Perkins. Nice pull up from 15. Does not get the roll. And now it's back outside. Perkins tried to get at the spell. Gets his own deflection. And he's called for a travel.
I don't think the McKeesport faithful liked that call.
I don't think so either. Inbounding here for Serra Catholic. It's Christian Warren.
McKeesport still keeping up with that pressure.
That's Dombrowski. Kicks it out to Petty for 3, and there's something we haven't seen much of tonight. Isaiah Petty with the three-pointer. Now it's Boyd, gets it over to Valdez Stuvance. And he buries a 3.
Sophomore guard, his first points of the night.
The son of former Pittsburgh Steeler Russell Stuvance, who is also on the, he's supposed to be a pretty good safety in football too, so I'm sure he'll be making a look and impact next year for the Tigers. Ball deflected out of bounds. We'll stay here with Serra Catholic. Inside, it's Dombrowski, out to Petty. There's a deflection by Johnson, no good, right back to Dombrowski. Dombrowski kicks it out to DeMoss. DeMoss for three, no good. Petty battled for it. Stuyvesant comes up with the rebound up to Perkins. Nice move behind the back into the basket. And Lamont Perkins, a 6'3" freshman, looking for some more playing time, Jose.
Another turnover. Perkins can't finish on that one. Almost gets his own rebound. Yeah, this Perkins kid has been special. How long until Naz convinces him to join the summer league?
He's probably going to talk to him now. He might just walk out on the floor.
Another
steal. Johnson all alone beats Petty to the ball and the basket. 63-34, 6:10 remaining, and if I believe you're right, I think for the tournament we were at 30 points on the first night just because of the game pace.
Mm-hmm.
So we might be into that running clock here with another McKeesport basket. There's DeMoss, strong move inside, got around Spell, but not enough touch on the ball, and here comes Johnson the other way.
Stuyvesant's a nice job to lead Johnson into that pass. Now inside
there's Spell inside and gets it to go.
There we go. We got the running clock.
Yeah, and the official just told the clock operator, keep that sucker running, and there's DeMoss for a basket. Down to 5:33 remaining. Here goes Bobby Boyd and Elijah Ward one-on-one, and Boyd with the bucket.
Yeah, first bucket of the night for Bobby Boyd, and also got to give a shout out to Adam Brewer, who will have coverage of this game for tomorrow's Mon Valley Independent.
Girls basketball score at the Major Corley Memorial Tournament. The Monessen girls pick up their first win of the season, beating Derry 39-24. So it'll be Monessen and Charleroi tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the championship of that one. Just a little pull-up jumper there from Deshaun Smith, no good. Now it's DeMoss, gets caught up underneath, rolls it outside, and Burke's gonna hit a three. Makes it 67-41. Amari Nelson now pivots around, gets it, and the rebound there by Deshaun Smith, and he was fouled. Looks like Nelson Tinju is going to check in for McKeesport. Stuyvesant checks out. There's a problem with the amount of team fouls on the board. Serra Catholic with 8. And board red only 7. Got a lane violation there called against McKeesport's Alan Pogue. Coach Blackwell deep into his bench.
Number 24, Tyler Skaggs. Number 23, Tyler Sapida.
And that foul is going to be called against Jordan Benjamin.
Tiger foul number 20, Jordan Benjamin. His first, team 6.
What is this? Down to 3 minutes to play here. The foul's going to be called
Tiger foul number 20, George Benjamin.
Against Benjamin.
Team 7.
Send Burke to the free throw line.
Pete Burke at the line, shooting 1 and 1.
Makes the first, gets another opportunity from the charity stripe. Again, stay tuned for the final game of day 1 of the Mon Valley Independent Shootout Classic. South Allegheny Monessen as Burke hits the second, makes it 67-43.
I must say, to knock on wood, I don't know if we have any around here. I'll tap with my foot, but everything's running on time tonight.
Yeah,
last year we were talking about that 9 o'clock game didn't start till almost 10.
Yeah, now we're making good time here. Thank you to those who have attended today. Thanks for those who have tuned in all day on MVI Live with Alex, myself, and Jeremy.
We have an update from Evansburg. Braden Locks with a 58-yard touchdown run to put the Leopards up 21-17.
Bell Vernon looking to beat a highly touted Central team and advance to the state championship.
Sorry, he had a 58-yard run and then a 3-yard touchdown run after that. So.
Third quarter of that one. Liam Bellin is there providing coverage for tomorrow's MVI. Jeff Helsel's
Jeff Helsel's there, yep. Oh, and there's a errant pass there on Tyler Sapita, and an easy basket for the Tigers. Makes it 70-43 as Bell Vernon's own Zion Moore back in the house here for tonight.
Timeout called by Serra Catholic. 2:11 to go. McKeesport holds a 70-43 lead over their local rivals. I think key for McKeesport tonight, I feel like, was just their play on the defensive end. They played unselfish basketball and did enough to score 70, but I think limiting that Serra Catholic team to 43 and even less through 3 quarters.
And you said, like you said in the first half, it all starts with defense. Mm-hmm. You can score all the points you want, but if you don't stop the other team from scoring, it's not going to turn out well. So, good effort here by the Tigers, and we've seen Serra Catholic. We know they're a better team than this, obviously. I think not having their head coach might have played a little role into it as well, but, they'll bounce back. Again, you're looking at a 2A school playing a 5A school,
right.
So it's going to be a learning experience. I'm sure they might break down some film or rewatch it on here, and they'll be able to, correct some things and get ready for section play.
Yeah, the key is just not letting it affect the way you operate the rest of the way. Don't let a defeat like this, change the complexion of your season one game in.
You can see the far end of the floor. The Gladiators waiting to take their turn.
Tiger foul number 20. Jordan Benjamin is third.
And the McKeesport crowd letting them know they'd like to go home now, so you can put the whistles away.
I wouldn't be,
Wouldn't be opposed to that, right?
Yeah.
And there's a 3 by Nelson, or Deshaun Smith, no good. And there's a nice little basket there by Shane Chalice, senior. As the Eagles have gone deep into their bench as well.
And get some other guys some playing time here early on the year.
1:29 remaining. There's a 3 by Alan Pogue that sends the McKeesport bench into a frenzy. I don't think that happens much during the season, right?
I mean, he might be, I don't have the stat in front of me, he might be their 14th different scorer.
He might be. They've had a lot of balance, which is not a bad thing. So there's a little floater there by Christian Warren.
Again, the final minute of this one, 73-47 McKeesport.
Maybe only, one trip down the floor each now until we run this one out.
I think McKeesport just going to move the ball, try to get a good shot.
Oh, they wanted Pogue to shoot that one too.
If he would have maybe caught that a little cleaner.
Oh, there's a basket inside by Jordan Benjamin. Makes it 75-47.
I love the fact that McKeesport's not backing down on B either. I mean, they're still pressuring.
Well, and you want your kids, I mean, you never know what might happen, that you got to get these kids some minutes, and you want to make sure they're doing consistently what your team does.
Right. Got to make sure that these things are, in these situations, they're making things happen.
Hopefully, if the feed goes out, we apologize. Jimmy Martinelli's in the way. He might shut us down like he did a couple times in baseball season. And now to do it for this one, 75-47 the final. McKeesport rolls over the Eagles. McKeesport should be an entertaining matchup tomorrow against Thomas Jefferson. Serra Catholic will be back again tomorrow as well. And we'll be back for game number 5, South Allegheny and Monessen, here in about 10 minutes on MBI Live.